Good evening, RPG Limit Break. This is Final Fantasy Randomizer. We are here with Group 2 of our 2022 Duckling Derby. These racers are on race 1 of 4. These racers are here showing off their new Final Fantasy Randomizer skills. And even though these are newer runners, it doesn't mean that they are not fast, because we have a lot of, even though they're ducks for us, they're vets of a lot of other randomizers. The broadcast crew tonight, we've got Rich Bork on tracking, as well as Danny3883. We got the great Dark Moon EX as our restreamer. On comms, we've got Team Cheese Puff. It's been a while, and we are back, baby. Myself, Gouda632, and the Duckling Don himself, Gregley Puff. Mr. Puff, what can we expect out of these flags, and what can we expect out of these runners?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for hanging out with me, Gouda. It's been forever. What can we expect out of these things? Let's talk about these flags. These are kind of our take on a free enterprise, kind of what Final Fantasy IV does over there. Basically, it's a free airship and no overworld or dungeon encounters. So you won't see any random encounters throughout the game, just bosses, spike tile, and of course, free airship. So we do have our shortened Topher turned on. You will have to fight all the Fiend refights in that shortened Topher. And we did put a Topher exit. That was kind of nice of us, so that in case things get crazy, you can walk out of there. But I don't really see many people using that. As far as scaling is concerned, bosses are going to have higher than normal HP, but everything else should be pretty normal. Again, no encounters. We do have Earth and Volcano as incentive locations, as well as Ice Ordeals, Marsh, and Titans. We got a Defense Sword, a white Power Bonk, a white shirt, and a ribbon hanging out in the incentive pool. And a couple other random things. Lefanish Hospitality, one of the newer things that we kind of turn on. We don't have an early Sarda and Sage items, so you do have to kill Lich to get the Sarda or the Sage item, and you do have to kill the Vampire to get the Sarda item. So even though you do have the free airship, you can't just go run to Sarda and get an item, or run to the Sages and get their item. You do have to kill that Vampire and that Lich in order to get those items, and you do have to kill Garland to talk to the King. So you can't just run up and talk to the King super quick and potentially get good weapons. Outside of that, nothing too crazy. I think I hit all the big things here, but to no surprise, with this particular style of run, we've got black belts and red mages. Isn't that shocking? Are you shocked by that?
A tournament that's almost like strictly put on by Gregley Puff, and it's a black belt seed. I would have. Oh my gosh, my heart beats still. But it also helps that the fighter had Black Mage strength, so your fighter wasn't going to be doing a whole lot anyways. Your Black Belt's got plus 15 Vitality, plus Thief Swords. He's got minus 20 HP to start, which is why I'm a little concerned for these ducks starting off with just a one Black Belt and one Red Mage, because that Black Belt starting with 13 HP, whew, that could be a little rough, even if it's just imps.
Yeah, it can get a little scary there, but they do have a plus 15 to Vitality, so once we get a few levels on them, that the HP should equal out or get even better than where a Black Belt normally would be. And I imagine these guys are taking these Black Belts to 42 once they find a decent spike tile to grind on. Speaking of which, that's the one thing, since we are running Black Belts, let me double check this last a little bit of the flags here to see if we have vanilla spike tiles turned on. No, we have the alternate formations. So granted, the spike tiles give better EXP. They are kind of harder to solo. So these two-man parties that Autumn Out of Habit and Kumo are running are going to be, they're going to be able to funnel that EXP onto those two runners or those two classes a lot better than our three-man parties here. And speaking of these runners, let's talk about them. So Autumn Out of Habit, really new runner, been helping us a lot on tracking. She comes from the Metroid Fusion randomizer community. That's what I was trying to say. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even talk. Dusk Plume, they were in the last Duckling Derby, placed in 15th place. So coming on ahead and hanging out with us again. Kumo, also in the last Duckling Derby, placed just behind Dusk Plume at 16th place. And then Windfox 470 comes from Final Fantasy V. What is it? Career Day? Career Day Randomizer? Is that the name of the randomizer?
CD, I believe it's Career Day Randomizer.
Yeah, so a lot of people that know what's going on as far as speed running is concerned. This should be exciting. Autumn's been playing a lot. I haven't seen Windfox's times much, but I'm sure he's going to do awesome as well. And I know that Duskplume and Kumo are going to come out swinging. So this should be a pretty awesome race, even though these guys, again, are kind of on the relatively new side. It's kind of what the Duckling Derby is all about. It's just to give newer runners a way to race against each other kind of on a grand stage here. So I'm pretty excited about it. Deadpulse wondering about some nice bonuses. I know we kind of went over them a little bit. Do we see anything like mega exciting outside of the Thief Swords and the extra vitality for the Black Belt?
So the Red Mage has a Malice of Thief Swords. So while the Black Belt gets Thief Swords, the Red Mage only gets to use Thief Swords. But the Red Mage also has plus 20 MDef, plus 7 Luck. The Black Mage, the Black Mage has plus 15 Agi, which is really nice, and Red Mage armor, but plus or minus 10% to hit, which doesn't really matter because just be nuking everything anyways. But personally, I was gonna say I'm a big fan of the 3-man party. But I totally forgot that since these are free enterprise flags, there is no overworld encounters. There are no dungeon encounters. So the fact that the Black Belt has almost no HP only matters for Garland.
Yep. Yeah. Or specifically, I would say not even so much Garland, but for the Pirates, because that's like kind of the best way to get those early levels, especially if you get a decent sweeper. But if you get Quad X early on, yeah, killing Garland, that should be fine. But Quad X may not even guarantee kill Garland's. Wait a minute, now I got to do math. It's 250 is the max. He has 106. Now you should be able to kill Garland with Quad X. We're fine. Everything's good. We're good to go.
Yeah, the only thing you got to worry about is Mr. Astos. I mean, yeah, Astos.
Yeah,
no spoilers.
Yeah, he could be kind of. Oh, who? You mean the kindly king?
Yeah, kindly old king. What?
What? Yeah. So the thief weapons on the Black Belt, while it's like, but it'll give the Black Belt a way to kill things before the punching starts happening, which is kind of nice. I see chat already. We got tons. Oh, sorry. Going ahead.
I was gonna say, as Bobby said, up until about level 12, maybe 15. It depends. But yeah, the Black Belt swinging to start with is going to be really nice. It's going to be interesting to see how quickly the 2-man parties versus the 3-man parties level up, and whether or not Dusk Plume. Oh, and here we go. We're started.
Yeah. All right. So everybody, of course, running to the magic shops. We got Fade as a white mage only. Do we re-roll for a white mage here?
100%.
Looks like Dusk Plume definitely does. It looks like Autumn definitely does.
You have to. If you have Fade at level 1, you have to re-roll into like red white or white black.
Here's my question though. Do you leave and then run to Provoca and maybe nukes there, so then you're like you can still keep your red mage?
Yeah, I'd 100% 3-man with that. So you have the white mage to do Fade right away. You've got Quad X as a black mage spell to start with. So you want to either have a red or black. But you got Fade, you've got Life. Both are white locked. So then that way you've got early. Yeah, you've got early Life. You have to re-roll that.
Yeah, Duskplume checking boxes. I guess just trying to get some extra money here. You don't really see
3K. 3K is a good find to start with.
Yeah, you don't see like a ton of box checking in these particular flags, but that Procape's going to be nice for pretty much everybody in their party. Autumn walking up. This is Windfox. Everybody doing the right thing by walking up. And blink and you miss it. Kuma already killed Garland. I didn't even see what happened. It must have been a Quad X.
Yeah, it must have been. And Kumo's already down to just a red mage.
There you go. Duskplume and Autumn out of habit also getting rid of Garland, and that's a lot of Garland kill. We got a canoe, which we actually do need to beat the game. Believe it or not, we need the canoe because you need to be able to get to Onrak to kill Kraken. And without the canoe, you can't do that, I don't think.
I
unless you
believe
find
you
the
are correct.
unless you find the ship in the canal and you sail down there, which kind of defeats the purpose of the flags. So, and Automata have it going straight for the pirates. This should be a pretty easy kill, hopefully.
There was a lit 3 in the Black Mage
Ooh!
spells.
Unfortunately, Black Belt goes down, is going to miss these levels, but the Fade did come out before any other casualties happened. So, big ol' level up there, level 7.
Windfox just got sent back by Garland, grabbed Zap instead of Quad X, and Garland had, I don't know if it was mute touch, he had some sort of touch, and it forced Windfox to back out of the fight.
Oh no, you hate to see that. I mean, Zap's good. Zap's good for AoE. I think it's just, if you had to choose between Quad X Bane and Zap, it's like Zap's kind of on the tail end of that. So we're going to see how this goes. Ice, here comes Zap coming out. Does land this time, so going to be able to make it through Garland here.
So I thought we saw Dusk Plume re-roll, but they went 2 reds and a black belt, so maybe they didn't re-roll.
Huh. Maybe just bringing an extra black belt. I could have sworn. Anyways, one thing I did want to point out that I kind of missed earlier because I had forgotten about it. Rich Bork pointing out our tracker. Kumo was in the last Duck Derby, but had to drop out because he broke his hand. It's like one of those things I vaguely remembered. Now we're bringing it back up. Sweet. Glad I remember that stuff. And also helping me out here on the flags is that we've only got 2 Fiend refights, not all 4 Fiend refights. So Dead Pulse, who put these flags together, being super nice to these ducklings, not making them
We
have to
get
fight
an
all 4.
Oxyale from the fairy.
That's a pretty big pickup right there. That's huge. You kind of need that in order to beat the game. So let's keep it going.
Now we have Sea Shrine open to us, and we've got the canoe, so we can go right down there if we want to. We can hit up Sea Shrine, we can hit up Waterfall, but guarantee these runners do not do that because there's no real way they can take out Kraken right now at, level 5. Unless you're a psychopath like we are sometimes, and we decide, level 7 Kraken, we've got enough nukes, let's just give it a shot.
What I do like is heading straight into Volcano here. Obviously, there's tons of chests, but there's tons of, what are they called? Spike tiles here. And we need levels. And anything's going to give us pretty good levels here with the EXP bonuses. One thing Out of Habit's not doing is hugging the walls. Again, just something you kind of do as well, I guess it doesn't really matter. We don't have overworld encounters. So what am I even talking about?
But that definitely is something that we start learning as you get deeper into the randomizer, that you start hugging those walls so you can save some steps. The Chimera's there in the, the Grey Worm tile, that was a little rough. Maybe we'll see Automata Habit heading over to Earth in the near future because there are 3 different spike tiles down there that she can grab. Yeah,
that's very true. So yeah, 3 on that very first floor. Ice is also incentivized, so hitting up Ice Cave, not nearly as scary without encounters.
And we got Kumo's running down here to Marsh, which I really like. There is a spike tile down here and an incentive location. So, and it's Wiz Mummies and Mummies, which isn't bad if you can take them out, which Lit 3 maybe?
Yeah, Lit 3 maybe, but the Fade would have been nice here. Oh, they rolled pretty low. That was just a bad Lit 3 turn. And oh my gosh, Wiz Mummy doing what Wiz Mummies do best, and that's just hitting really hard. And of course,
oh no,
the turn order there. Gonna try to get away. God, gets away.
Black belt running, baby. Oh, we get an adamant out of the marsh cave, and now he can get out no problem because we have no encounters. This would be very, very, very scary if there were encounters and having a 12 HP black belt.
Yeah. Windfox looks like done in Provoca and is now going to go on ahead and do the plethora of things that you need to do. See, the funny part about these flags, with the free airship, there's just so much to do, right? Do you turn in all your fetch quests right away, like because you got that model, you got that TNT, or do you hit incentive locations that are kind of around you and then see what you want to route in as far as like your turn-ins are concerned?
Very, very true. And Windfox parking his airship way up away from Marsh Cave. So when he watches this back, there is a small little spot there on the bottom tip of the continent that you can drop your airship on.
Yeah. So looks like we have the Adamant out of Marsh right now. Bottle turned into Oxy. A white
Dust
strip
Plume.
was kind of like a...
Go ahead, Greg.
No, it's fine. You go on ahead.
I was going to say, Dust Plume and Autumn Out of Habit are both taking these Wiz Mummies and Mummies and getting some really, really well-needed levels here, having great use of Fade and Lit 3.
Yeah, this is definitely like if you want to get some early levels, especially with, the the Lit 3s, the Fades. It's a good thing to kind of just hang out on and exhaust those Fades and Lit 3s if you can. To again get those early levels before you find something maybe that's a little stronger that gives better EXP.
But Dust Plume has one Lit 3 left and a Prayer, so hopefully they can get through this encounter.
Gets through the encounter with a pretty much minimum roll Lit 3 just then. Luckily getting out of there. Unfortunately, Black Belt again did not get did not get.
Oh, Kumo down in Ice Cave, jumped on the Mage tile and found 7 Gurmadusas.
Yeah, this is one of those things where you might want to open some boxes and hopefully find like a Mage stick or something. We don't really have anything in the incentive pool that would help for that Black Belt to solo this, but this is great for a 2-man. So this is perfect for Kumo. Oh no, never mind. It stopped being perfect real quick.
It was a great find until it wasn't.
Yeah. We have a ribbon in the pool, so maybe we can at least find one ribbon and see where it goes. But man, woo! That was rough.
And that's pretty. It's not vanilla exactly, but man, Medusas in general, they glance at you and you turn into stone, and it's what they do.
Tracker Rich and in our chat, our private chat that we can see, letting us know that Autumn Out of Habit has not gone to the Canaria item shop yet. We know the chime is there for $5,000, and it is slightly required. You kind of need it in order to get to Tiamat. So hopefully she remembers that. Hopefully she remembers to head back to Canaria and check that item shop there.
Kumo decided that he was gonna take the turn order chance with 7 Gurmadusas again, and got the turn order to take them out one last time. We'll see if he has that kind of luck if he decides to try and take that tile one more time. I'm hoping that he doesn't. But 32k and a chest down to the bottom of ice, whoo! That should get you through the rest of the game.
Yep. Everybody turning things in. That adamant that was down at the bottom of, oh my gosh, that's actually kind of a blessing here for anybody that went into Marsh Cave. That ribbon is going to help out against those glance charges. Now, granted, you kind of want both of your people to survive, and one Black Belt's not taking down 7 Gurmadusas with fists, because we don't even know what's behind glance. It could be like anything.
And he ran into wraiths that just destroyed his red mage right away. And this is why you check the armor shops and you take at least a little bit of armor. I think that Kumo is running around with his people pretty much naked right now.
Yeah. Autumn gets what was that? That was an herb out of the incentive there. Gonna keep moving around. Everybody in Ice Cave except for Dusk Plume appears to be in, I'm assuming this is Earth Cave based on the background.
So we've got level 4 warp, but I don't see anybody having charges. So this ice cave becomes significantly more difficult when you don't have warp, and you can't just warp trick out, and you have to take some of these extra incentive or some of these extra spike tiles, like Autumn Out of Habit's finding right now that she just got dominated by some Warvens and worms.
Yeah, well, luckily Autumn actually did have the warp charge, so she was able to do the warp trick there, as did Windfox just now. So, not going to check the rest of the spike tiles. Actually, we realized she doesn't know this, but we know that that was actually a good call because those Gurmadusas were a bit on the scary side. Dusk Plume finding the the Whiz Vamps in the Zombie D tile, and that's somewhere in Earth Cave, and it looked like it went down pretty easily. And look at those levels on Dusk Plume. Holy moly. There's the rod, so Ice Cave's required. What are we down to? We need the cube, the key, and the loot, right?
I think so. That sounds about right. And with the
Yeah.
rod, this is when you do a beeline straight to Earth Cave. I mean, Automata Habit has the fade charges to get through it. So here we go.
Yeah, let's do it. So Dusk Plume, it's on the Earth tile. So yeah, this is first level of Earth. Really easy to do. You know you need to go to Earth anyway because you have to obviously kill Sarda kill the vampire and Lich in order to get the Sarda and the Sage item. And with Automata Habit having the rod already, I mean this is perfect for her. Dusk Plume picking up huge levels from this battle, and with the warp charges able to get out, it's going to save the game.
And I know she's got nuke charges, but I kind of would like to keep 3-man up for a little while at least, just to once it comes to the final fiends.
Yeah,
Even though it's semi low scaling, we're still looking at clamped HP up to 250.
yeah, but I don't see her wanting. Well, she might bring that. Man, there's so little HP. So little HP. Uh-oh. That might be a little ambitious, trying to solo this.
She's taking a page out of the Gregory Puff book right here.
Oh no! Oh my gosh, there's a lot of those things that's about to get ugly real quick. Yeah.
Yo, that's 5. Ooh.
Yeah. But the good thing is that she knows how much HP these things have. She knows they give good EXP, and it's a good 2-man. It's a good 2-man grind, good 3-man. Looks like we got the crown out of the Earth incentive. We don't know what that's going to turn into, but we got that, and we'll be able to get the Sarda item. Oh no, Windfox! Check those spike tiles up there. There's so many spike tiles in that one room. Not so many, but there's like 2 that a lot of people don't think about that are up in that top room there.
No, I don't mind him not checking this very specifically because if he's found the Whiz Vamp Zombie D tile, like you don't need to find anything else, especially at the levels that he's at, because he's at a pretty low level right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's hard to watch the 3 screens. It's been a while since I've called a race with with 4 runners on it. But Windfox pulling up Lich, our resident Glass Joe here.
Oh, but Glass Joe is starting with some ice too, and without ribbons, without anything, that ice too doing some work.
Yeah, and yeah, that ice too. What is this, vanilla here opening up with ice too? This is crazy.
Following by taking a little page out of Kraken's book.
Now, actually, with those 2, I was going to say with those 2 zap charges that he has, Lich actually does not resist time elemental and has pretty low MDef, so zap will actually work against him. So let's see.
I don't know if he just did not have enough gold, but he doesn't have nuke on his black mage or his, at least definitely not on his red wizard.
Yeah, so it looks like unfortunately this Lich is not playing around. Blaze, Thunder, Fire 2, Ice 2. Couple of know-nothing spells coming out here. That hold doesn't land because of the ribbon, but a punch takes punch down. Hate to see that. And
yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, but then blink and you miss it, and Automata Habit is also struggling here against Lich. I mean, Lich kind of doesn't mess around when you have close to 1,000 HP. Here comes Thunder.
Thunder and Blaze, and like this Lich is straight out of Topher.
Yeah, but luckily a little bit more prepared for this with a few more levels. So hopefully, be able to let 3 this Lich down, especially with the ribbon. Shouldn't have too many issues. But unfortunately, completely out of spell charges, and that Bane or Quadex is not going to do anything since Lich is undead.
Duskplume finds a Tyro.
Hey, a dinosaur. What is that? A dinosaur on Volcano?
It looks like it.
Yeah, so at this point, this goes to show you here just like how the scaling can be kind of like even with the enemy scaling on the stats being kind of relatively normal, bumping that HP up to 250%. I mean, it can make even somebody like Lich a little bit more difficult if he rolls like a nasty script like that Thunder and Blaze.
Yeah, Tyro on the Agama tile. So we got a Steak and Wings here. Unfortunately, Duskplume has them as the normal Tyro and the Wyvern, but I mean, Steak and Wings. We all know it's Steak and Wings.
Oh, it's taking wings are. Automatic Habit having a little bit of a hard time there with the vampire. Only 2 people survived. Got a little bit better information about the Lich, so hopefully trying to hold on to the nuke charges, maybe nuke Lich down here and win Fox 470 going for it again. And that was a dead black mage right away, and unfortunately has to reset out. It's gonna have to come back with better levels.
The Empty Eye telling me, Tyro friend, not food. And I say, I'm a hunter. I love eating me some Tyro steak, man.
So yeah, I just want to go on ahead and thank RPG Limit Break for having us out here, hosting our Duckling Derby. We do this 2 times a year, once in the summer, once in the winter. Anytime you are a newer player to the community, we dub you a Duckling. You are a Duckling, a new player, right? And then if you would like, as a newer player, you are more than welcome to join our annually, is that the right word? Duckling Derby. And yeah, if you finish in the top of it, no longer a duckling, obviously. If you don't finish in the top of it and you still feel like you're a duckling, yeah, you can go on ahead and do the Duckling Derby at least one more time. At least that's what Duskplume and Kumo are doing at this moment.
Autumn out of habit getting bounced out by Lich again. Ooh,
yeah,
that feels bad.
Yeah, but Duskplume finding another good EXP Pinata style. This is what Thunder would call the EXP Pinata tile. This Big Eye Gershark, really good EXP. Look at that, nearly 10 grand already at level 24. This is going to be fantastic. And once he gets to about level 20, I would say like 30-ish, you could potentially solo it with that black belt. The Big Eyes kind of hit hard, but it looks like they go down to 1 punch. So this might be, we might see some levels over here soon.
The Gershark looks like it's got a lot of HP though, so we'll see. That's around 500 if that was the min.
Yeah, the ones that give the good experience are the Big Eyes. The Big Eyes seem to roll lower, but looks like Duskplume's going to get out of here. What I'd love to see is using the damage tile to take down everybody and then going back in and keep going, but maybe we ran out of heals. Getting kind of low on heals, so I can see why we're getting out of here and potentially taking on carry. So here's a carry battle. You don't want to fast your empty slot there. That would be a little scary.
But what we are seeing right now is Duskplume just taking tons of levels really early before they really do anything. On the Fiend side of things, where some of the other runners have been trying to hit up Fiends at lower levels and just getting bounced. So this can really show you what levels can do for a group to start with.
Man, that carry hitting hard. All 6 hits landing, doing massive damage here. But man, this temper and fast that's at level, what is this, 3 that it's at? Just coming in big handy here, getting some serious damage out of that black belt. Red Mage is down. This should do it though. 11 hits, 1200 damage. That is a dead carry. Duskplume, they are lighting up their first orb here at 21 minutes.
And the first orb on stream as well. That was nicely done. That carry was not having it.
Yeah. So one thing I did want to point out that we kind of missed while we were talking about Duskplume's play. Automatic Habits back over here at Lich. Down on Windfox's side, found the loot, and it looked like it was in Waterfall. I'm trying to check my tracker here, but I'm pretty sure that's where it was.
And this Lich rolled about max HP because Automatic Habit did 500 the first round, another 500 the second round, and finally another 200 takes down Lich. So Lich had a little over 1,000 HP, which is just crazy.
Yeah, Duskplume realizing what what they need to do, and that is get back down to that red dragon tile with heals and take this party to 1 billion, or take that black belt to 1 billion. Because once that black belt's level 42, there's not a lot that's going to stop them. Automatic Habit getting the tail from the adamant turn in, making Marsh a bust. Wait, what? Oh, sorry, the Sarda turn in. I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. So, not really much of a bust, but, you know, you had to kill the vampire anyway, so it's fine.
Also, chat, it was a lot better when Automata Habit had both the white mage and red mage up, so she could do nuke and fade back to back every round instead of just trying to do a little punch and a little nuke and whatnot.
But one thing I do want to point out, and I completely missed it because we were too busy talking about Dusk Plume going back in, is she did light up her first orb as well, killing Lich finally after a few tries. But Lich is dead, able to get the Sarda item, which of course we found was the tail, getting the Sage item, which is going to be the crystal, and then can also turn in that crown that was in the Earth Incentive. So got a lot of turn-ins. Each one of these turn-ins, I think, and I say I think, I should know this, but is 20% EXP bonus.
That is a huge, and we got the key from Matoya, but something that was pointed out to me recently is when you're flying over from Crescent Lake to basically anywhere to the west, if you fly right over Volcano, just do the sucker, because if you've got the levels, or if you can find a grind tile and get the levels, you can go in, you can do Volcano, there's an incentive in there in these flags, and then you never have to come back. So just a little tip maybe for runners is to jump in and get Volcano done as soon as you can if you only have to go there once. That way you're not flying back there, because it's not easy to fly around and get there.
All right, here we go. So Dusk Plume down to one character. Let's see how they do against this Pinata party. Oh my gosh, 30,000 experience points. 30,000. That's pretty good.
Automata Habit back up here at the Whiz Vamp and Zombie D tile. Full party. We got phase, we got nukes, we got punches. This should be really good XP as well. Oh no, White Mage already down. We've got Windfox flying around. We've got Kumo down here as well on the Whiz Vamp and Zombie D tile.
If she's realizing this is not going to be good, I mean, it's good. Like, it's good if you can get some turn order, get a few levels, maybe find something better that you can solo. There's still plenty of spike tiles out there that Autumn Habit hasn't seen, specifically the one that Dusk Plume is currently grinding on right now. But man, this turn order is just not helping.
Oh, Lafane is the Ruby, so it's a good 20% XP, but it's not needed in these flags.
Yeah, because unfortunately, Titan's Trove is turned on. So
it is. I missed that.
Yeah, so that is
Ruby is needed.
Well, potentially needed. We don't know if it's actually needed. It just depends on what it leads to. You know, if it's the cube, then it's definitely needed. All right, so Lit 3's coming out. Wizvamp taken down, but luckily, come on, Black Belt, you can do this. Get all this juicy XP. There we go.
42,000 XP. Ooh, Nelly.
I know.
That Black Belt just ate.
I would take this opportunity with the dead people in your party to find a better solo tile. I know that you hadn't seen one yet, but it would be a good opportunity now that everyone's dead to just go on ahead and do it. Looks like Powerbonk, thank you, Shimbabi in chat, out of the Titans. So unfortunately, Ordeal's completely not required here. I mean, yes, Powerbonk's good, but you don't need it to beat the game. But Dusk Plume's done grinding, bringing everybody back to life. Automatic Habit really struggling here with the solo 40 or 24 black belt against that against those beefy. That's just a tough battle to take with a solo character.
So what we have going on, like Automata Habit has a lot of key items. She's going to be getting huge amounts of XP wherever she goes. Dusk Plume, on the other hand, they did not a whole lot of exploring, did not get a lot of key items. So that's why if you're looking at the XP difference that you're getting, Duskplume has significantly higher levels, but wasn't getting the huge XP bonus. We're going to see how it works out as this race progresses, but I have a feeling that once Automata Habit finds that tile, the Gershark Big Eye tile, she's going to be getting a ton of XP moving forward and get all the levels that she needs.
Yeah. So Blink and you miss it, and Kumo lighting up his first orb, killing Lich. And looks like Wind Fox also trying to take their, take his turn at Lich again. Automata Habit luckily checking this Canaria shop, finding that, that key item that was there, the shop item that we were kind of concerned about earlier. So that's good. We're gonna find out.
Darkmoon pointing out that Duskplume went back to the Gurmadusas and got stoned again.
Oh, I guess it's just kind of like annoying to have to walk all the way down there and grind defense sword out of that TNT. So a lot of Earth. The only part of Earth that was required was, of course, killing Lich and talking to the sages to get the crystal to get the key. But the rest of it, not so much. Automata Habit gonna try use that trusty defense sword maybe and try to get some levels on this this tile that's been giving her a little bit of trouble. Ooh, and an ambush too. Duskplume getting the herb.
I haven't been seeing anybody checking the armor shops, and armor could be just a huge boon right now for some of these runners.
So one thing I did miss, I guess, while Duskplume was grinding, was that the cube was actually down in Volcano, which means we should be in go, like not in go mode for us as commentators, as people watching the race are in go mode. But so we at least know where all the pieces are. So one of the pieces down in Volcano. You got to kill Lich to get the other piece, which is the key. Got to go to Waterfall to get the loot. Right? Most of the people already have the rod because that came from Herb, which was an ice cave. And then the Oxia was the bottle turn-in, which was out of the Pirates. And Chime is our vendor item. So there we go. Not really much else to do. We know everything else will lead to something like a defense sword, that ribbon, the white shirt, or the power bomb. So we've kind of seen everything. All these runners just kind of need to put everything together.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that really can be overwhelming for new runners is when you get that free airship and you literally can go anywhere. Like, what do? Do you grind first? Do you get key items first? Do you go somewhere first? Do you try and light an orb first? And we're watching all of that play out in real time here over the last 30 minutes.
Automata Habit able to take him down again with that soul. Oh, 31. Okay, this is good. Get out of here and save. Don't take it again. Just save real quick. Save those levels.
100% save.
Yeah.
Go save.
Because it only takes one. I was going to say it only takes one ambushing pack of these things, and we know they like to ambush. Luckily, we got plenty of HP. Got good turn order on the one that does the most damage, so that's good.
All right, so she should be fine now. That's still just.
I hope so.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Dragons are just notorious for having super high evade, but luckily takes it down. It's going to get over to level 34.
34 is really good, and as we were talking about at the beginning, we had minus 20 HP to start, but that plus 15 vitality really coming through. Level 34, 773 HP. That is a lot of HP. No, again?
Yeah, taking it again, but feels a little bit more confident now with all that, with more HP, especially when you get the initiative this time. So, and get the turn order. So didn't lose any HP there. This is going to probably be level 42 in like maybe 2 battles. But I'm not taking the risk taking this many times.
Right, it's free. It's a free save walking out of here.
Yeah. Duskplume killing Lich while we were kind of talking about this grind over here. Going to get all the information, get that tail, get the crystal that leads to the key, get the TNT that leads to the defense sword. Kumo kind of walked out of Volcano. Not sure what happened in Volcano, but didn't make it down to carry, didn't feel confident on carry. down to a solo black belt, and so just took off out of there. Windfox still trying to get to the bottom of this earth cave, and you will notice whenever he pulls up his menu, just not great levels. Unfortunately.
So Duskplume goes and stops and talks to the sages after lighting their earth crystal. So we are Duskplume right now has 2 orbs. Kumo's got 1. Automata Habit has 1. But she's now got her level 39 black belt, so she is ready to just freaking power through the rest of the seed. And Windfox is spinning his wheels, but going after Lich again. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get a little bit better turn order, maybe some high roll nukes here. Nuking Lich, that's some pretty good damage there. That's got to be at least half his HP. As long as Ink comes out and maybe we see Ice 2 instead of, Thunder, then, there you go. Commentator curse coming out there.
Gosh darn it, Thunder, you're always taking out black mages.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll see an Ice 2 instead of a Blaze. Nuke comes out and takes down, finally, Windfox going to light up his first orb here at the 32-minute mark. Automata Habit down here and D-Shrine beelining towards Kraken. There's nothing better in the world than taking a 42, a high-level black belt to Kraken and showing Kraken what real punches are.
I've seen this play out in real time before, and I've also watched a 42 black belt walk up to Kraken and get smacked in the face for half their HP. So I understand the confidence, but let's just hope Automata Habit. Oh, and Viz 2 coming out right away. Take some of those hits away. I love it.
Yeah, that's 80 evasion stacks right there already on top.
Kraken, only 4 hits. Only 4 hits. That's crazy.
Switching over to Nuke here, and wow, Kraken rolled low. That had to have been close to vanilla HP, and the HP scaling is 100 to 250%. So that's between 800 and 2,000 HP, and barely did 1,000 HP on Kraken. And that's a second orb right there. Going to Waterfall. I think this is going to be it for Automata Habit. Oh,
she did not save after Kraken, and there is a spike tile down here that could maybe hold something super nasty. As Duskplume shows, it doesn't, but it could.
Yep, Duskplume getting the loot is gonna skip the Adamant, Ruby, and Slab translations all together in Go mode. Our first runner on stream in Go mode at the 34-minute mark. Also has levels, and wow, this is going to be kind of quick at this point.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good run here between Automata Habit and Duskplume. Duskplume's got 2 orbs left to go. Automata Habit has to go do Volcano, which shouldn't be too bad with her super high black belt. And the last incentive I believe that she needs is there too, correct?
Yeah, the Volcano. So Windfox pretty much has everything except that cube, which he's got to at least know at this point is down in the Volcano, since it's the only incentive location for him to check. So he's going to head down there, hopefully be able to get some levels, because right now level 15 is not going to do it. Kumo not winning here, obviously, on the key item hunt, but is trying to get everything going right now. Back down in Volcano, hopefully finds the that Gershark Big Eye battle, can get some levels, pick up that cube, and then start picking up these key items so he can get caught up. Automata Habit making a beeline. It's so wonderful to watch newer runners do these races, and it's even better to just watch people beeline places. Like, just gotta go fast sometimes.
Yeah, especially when you get to know, like, they know where they're going, and it's great to see newer runners just know exactly where they're going and how to get there and all of that. So it shows that they've taken the time, they've done the research, they've put in their hours, and even though they're newer runners, they know what they're doing, and it's awesome.
Yeah. So the morality break on both of them gets them out of there. Automata Habit finding this Gershark Big Eye battle's probably kicking herself a little bit, thinking, man, this would have been way better to solo grind than what I did. But hey, she's got the levels, who cares at this point, right? And Blink and You Miss, and Duskplume takes care of Kraken. That's a 3rd orb for them. And Kumo does find the Gershark and Big Eye, and let's see if he decides to hang out here and get some levels. Automata Habit picking up the cube puts her in go mode, just behind Duskplume by only a few minutes. And Windfox also about to find the Spike Towel. So let's see what happens here between Windfox and Kumo. Is Automata Habit's going to take this carry battle.
And she does have 41 on that black belt, so she should easily get 42 just by taking out the fiends.
Yeah. And yeah, Kumo's going to hang out here and take some levels. Love it. Good play. Yep, there's level 42 right there. That is a dead carry, a third orblet. Duskplume trying to light up their fourth orb so they can go into Topher. This is going to be a quick one.
Oh, yeah. And Automata Habit's right on his heels. She's 2 floors behind him. That's it. So
Yeah,
if anything happens weird during the Tiamat fight, this is going to be really close. And of course, we also have, even though it's a short Topher, we also have Topher, and anything can happen in Topher.
Absolutely. Duskplume doing, what is that? Nobody zigzags, okay? You go right 2, you go up 2. It's the only way to do it, right? That's what I say anyway.
Oh,
I forgot about the old required war mech. We got a robot chicken on screen.
And that explains why nobody goes to Sky super early in these flags. Required war mech, baby.
Here we go. 11 hits, 772. That is a big old punch trying to dismantle this robot one nut and bolt at a time. Automata Habit is like right on top. Oh my god, we're gonna see a double war mech here in a second.
Oh, Cure 4 on war mech.
And but Automata Habit doesn't have fast or temper. How's he gonna do it? And there we go. Duskplume gets through it. Gonna take on Tiamat here in just a moment. I imagine it's gonna have a much easier time against Tiamat than they had against Warmech just then. See how this goes. 5 hits, big old hit, nuclear.
Duskplume starts out exactly how you want to start these fights out. Punch, fast, temper, get the black belt up and running exactly how high the black belt needs to be, and go from there.
Whoa, I didn't see what that hit was, but luckily through Warmech, big levels, level 45. Holy moly. That is huge. All right. Using heal 3s. Vets love watching people use heal 3s instead of heal pots when you have heal 3. It's just so good. So we got a Tiamat battle happening here as Duskplume's beelining to Topher. Let's see how this Tia battle goes. 8 hits, 7 something in damage here. Kumo's still down here on the bottom right, taking on this Pinata pack.
And Hate has joined us in chat, and he was also in this race. He did finish in 2nd place with a time of 37 minutes and 25 seconds. And me, Sisyphus, was in 1st place with a time of 36 minutes and 4 seconds. Duskplume is in Topher. It is short Topher, so we are looking at just 2 fiends. And Brinkley, you miss it. He's already through the 1st fiend. We got Carry as a 2nd fiend. 7 hits come out before the fast comes out. 8 hits by Carry, and one of the red mages goes straight down. But here we go. Can he? Oh, both red mages are down. We're gone to a solo black belt. 12 hits, 1,500 damage. Oh my goodness. We got a Kraken over on Automata Habit side. We got dual Tophers. Let's see. This is a minimum 2,000 HP chaos. We have the defense sword. Thank goodness. So defense sword coming up. 2nd defense. Oh, stop. Ineffective. 2nd defense sword coming up. 3rd defense sword. Oh no. Stop hit. Was it a double stop? We got a double stop in chaos. 2 hits, 333 damage. 2 hits, Oh my goodness, was Ice 2? And we just cannot get out of we cannot get out of stunned. This is really, really, really rough for Dusk Plume. Automata Habit makes it through Kraken 2, which is just amazing. Oh, Dusk Plume wipes. But now we've got Tiamat on Automata Habit side, and she is in the lead on stream. Yeah, 2 stops. Holy bejesus, never seen that before. Automata Habit coming through. We are doing Invis 2 strats. We got the white shirt. We got more black belt. 8 hits, 300 and some damage. Fade, 152. 3 hits, 3 damage out of the red mage, just doing a regular punch. 10 hits out of the black belt. What are you gonna do, Autumn? Dust Plume already through Lich 2, going on to Carry 2. Carry 2 is who they had a big problem with last time, and they've got a problem again. Carry 2 coming out with 8 hits, just smoking one of the red mages. And Automata Habit is through Tia 2. Dust Plume working on Carry 2. Oh no, Automata Habit with a bad step! No, the bad step!
Tier 2! You can't grind Tier 2. It's just not a good way to get levels.
Oh no! This is... Oh, that was just... That misstep. Is that going to cost her this race against Dust Plume? We have Kumo down, going back for these Gurmadusas.
This is insane. I can't even believe this Gurmadus is better than the Pinata pack down in Volcano, at least for Kumo. Windfox did wipe on Carry 1, just doesn't have the levels right now. And yes, we got to get back up to Dusk Plume and Automata Habit. Dusk Plume back on Chaos. Hopefully the stops won't do stop things. And Automata Habit taking on Tia 2. Gonna call it Tia 4 at this point, since we had to do this twice.
4.
Cheeky Codex lands twice. You love to see it. At this point, that's a Octo-Act. So, Dusk Plume coming out.
Unfortunately, the only life caster that Automata Habit has is the White Mage, and White Mage is down.
So Windfox back down here, hopefully is going to try to take some levels on this battle that we know is pretty good at EXP, so he can get some levels. So he can do something, get this party kind of mobilized here. But yeah, look at...
This Chaos has no evasion. 8 hits out the gate from the Black Belt on Dust Plume's side.
Yeah, but here's the weird thing, and I'm going to have to ask Automata Habit about it. I don't know if she just forgot the level 3 spells with Fast and Temper, but Fast and Temper kind of huge here. As you can see, with the amount of damage that Dusk Plume is doing versus the amount of damage that Automata Habit is doing right now. So Dusk Plume, huge hits.
Oh, cheeky Bane cast out of Automata Habit.
And that'll do it. 12 hits, 2,100 damage. And Dusk Plume with an official race time, GG time of, let's look at the thing. Don't see their name. 44 minutes, 31 seconds. Let's see if we can get Dusk Plume in here, and we'll talk to them about their run. Dear. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell them to go to broadcast waiting. I'll do that while you keep talking.
Automata Habit continuing her Chaos fight, and she's just chipping away at Chaos with her Black Belt, who's at level 45. Maybe it was 46 after TF4, I'm not sure. But there's 8 hits, 700 something damage. We got a GG out of Automata Habit with an official race time of 45 minutes and 38 seconds.
Right. So that's going to be good enough for them for 4th place and 5th place respectively. So again, just behind Hate, who came in 2nd place, me, Sisyphus, who's a really new runner, came in 1st place here with an awesome time of 36 minutes, 4 seconds. And then, of course, Sunflash Rune also off stream with 38 minutes, 35 seconds in 3rd place. Anyway, let's go ahead and welcome Automata Habit and Dusk Plume into chat. Dusk Plume, Automata Habit, how you guys doing?
Doing all right. Yeah, doing all right.
Yeah, just
Still coming down from all the nerves that I had going into this, that's for sure.
oh right, awesome.
Well, it was a good showing out of both of you. I mean, Duskplume, you guys had similar but opposite strategies. It was amazing to watch it go down on stream because Duskplume, you did the early grind without a lot of exploration, and Automata Habit, you did the tons and tons of exploration and the late grind, which made your grind shorter, but it kind of made it a little bit more difficult getting out of some of like the spike tiles and everything. So it was super interesting watching it play out on stream. Just GG to both of you. It was fantastic. What was, for either of you, Duskplume, you can start, Autumn, you can go second. What was the worst part of these flags for you guys?
Well, for me, it was just the first 10 or 15 minutes of the game went about as poorly as I feel like it could have. Somehow my reset buttons got unmapped, so when I made my first save with a cabin and realized, oh, this isn't resetting, and I couldn't reset out of inns, I was like, okay, a little bit of panic. And then I went into Volcano, and I didn't grab the cube the first time through, so I had to go all the way back through and get that again. And at that point, I just felt like, oh god, I'm so behind. I am so behind. I need to race through everything. I can't even worry about getting to 42.
I would say my worst part of this one, probably Lich being able to tank 3 nukes multiple times.
But that was painful.
You know, Lich really needed to get his revenge, I guess. As much as we love to stomp on him in this whole community.
Yeah, Lich
was giving everyone the business. Lich, I don't know. Lich came back like, hey, stop making fun of me, and decided to give everybody a hard time here. So,
and what was crazy was just watching and like, this is Lich 2. Like, this is just Lich 2. Like, Lich just walked out of Topher and is like, screw you guys, I'm gonna stand here today. Throwing blaze, throwing just skills, spells. It was painful. It was painful.
Yeah. Kumo, just talking about what's going on screen real quick. Lighting up his third orb and is heading up to Sky, obviously to try to punch Tia down. Unfortunately, Windfox lost the black belt while taking on the Big Eye Gershark battle. Had to reset out. Going to try to go back in and maybe try to get some levels here. And then, yeah, that's just kind of what's going on right now. So, Dustbloom, this is your second Duck Derby, right?
That's correct.
That is correct. Coming out of the gate pretty strong here with a 4th place finish. How are you feeling about that?
Won't lie, I feel like it could have been better. I'm still pretty happy with the time overall. This is where most of my practice times have been. On Friday, I got like a 35, and I felt really good about that. I feel like I probably could have got sub 40 if it weren't for everything that went wrong in the beginning. But I'll take a 4th place. I'm pretty happy with that overall. I think once I got through the things that threw me in the beginning, it was just I was zoned in, going as quickly as possible, getting everything done that I needed to, and I feel like I didn't make any checks that I didn't need to, and that really helped.
Awesome. And Automata Habit, you're from Metroid Fusion Randomizer, correct?
Yeah, that's where I got my start in randomizers, but been mostly focusing on FFR lately.
Nice. And been helping us with the tracking as well, which has been awesome. How was your first run at the Duck Derby? How did you feel about it?
You know, I had a lot of nerves. I ended up coming out about where I was expecting to, but in a completely different way than I expected to get here. Like Duskplume, I actually also ran a 35 on Friday, of all things.
Wow.
But
So
was coming into this, I thought I was going to do really poorly after wiping 2 Lich a couple of times, and then having to take Tia 2 twice, because I didn't realize you could walk around.
We were wondering about why you ended up in front of Tia 4.
Yeah. Absolutely, just nerves pressed the wrong direction on the D-pad.
Yeah, but you know what? You got a couple of quacky, good lord.
Quacky.
Quad X's, good.
This is the Duck Derby. You got a little quacky.
Quacky.
Puff.
Yeah, I realized I forgot to restock on heal pots, so I couldn't cast any nukes with my red mage. because I needed to keep those heal 3s open. So I was like, okay, I'll just throw out some quad X's, and if they do something, they do something.
The one thing we did want to point out is at level 3, Fast and Temper were both there, and we noticed she didn't pick up level 3 spells. Was that just kind of just kind of forgot about it, or what ended up happening there exactly?
I forgot about it. I didn't have money the first time I was there. And I was even wondering, I'm like, I haven't seen Fast. Wasn't that at level 3? I think at one point I went in and checked my Red Mage's spells and saw that I didn't have anything, so... Yeah, I filed those away to come back for later and then forgot about them entirely.
All right, well, one thing I do want to point out here, because we're here, is that Kumo is on Chaos. Currently, let's see here, as of now, doing some serious damage here. Ice 2 is going to come out. Big punch from that black belt. 14 hits, 1100 damage. I remember from watching the Chaos battle from one of you two that Chaos had like near max HP. It was pretty close to 6 grand, because I saw some pretty big hits out of both of you. But 1400 damage, and that is a dead Chaos. Kumo, Gamers Haven, with an official race time GG time of 52 minutes, 43 seconds. That's good enough for 9th place. Hopefully Kuma will hop in and chat with us for a little bit, go to broadcast waiting room whenever he's ready. But yeah, anything else? Goody, got any more questions? I'm kind of...
So I didn't see a whole lot of armor checks. Was everybody just running around with no armor this entire time, or did I just miss it?
I didn't take any armor. I've been practicing these flags a lot, and to be honest, since the black belt is all I really care about, I just haven't wanted to spend the time looking for armor. If I run across it somewhere, I'll take it, but my goal is to open as few boxes as I can in these flags.
Yeah,
totally makes sense.
I do check for pro rings and bracelets. I did grab the pro rings out of, I want to say, Crescent. But I thought the gold was, I think, -3 and super expensive, and it just flew out of my mind at that point. Like, I'm not going to bother with that.
Yeah, Mises42 in chat saying, who needs armors when you can just punch a lot? Or armor isn't needed when you punch. And unfortunately, WinFox 470 is going to go on ahead and throw in the towel here, put up a forfeit, get your GGs out to him. He really tried very hard to get through that. And unfortunately, that seed just was not very pleasant for him. So let's go on ahead and move on to Kumo. Last summer, or this past summer, you broke your hand. Unfortunately, couldn't finish the Duck Derby, but this time, hand's better. Obviously, you punched a lot of things with that black belt. How did the seed go for you? Let's talk about it.
I hate Germedusas with glance. I tried to grind on that several times. After the 3rd time, I was like, I need to find another grind tile, because that's all I was looking for, was a grind tile that I could grind up. And then I found it in the volcano with the Gersharks. And from there, I mean, I didn't have a problem. I just kept on wiping when I was trying to grind. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on stream we saw you find them. We saw you lit 3 them with turn order, and we went, this is it. Kumo found his grind. He's ready to go, and then he's going to get to 42 and just destroy the seed. And then we saw the glance, and we said, life is good until it isn't.
Yeah, we were all, I think most of you guys saw that pretty early on and was like pretty excited. And then all the glances started coming out. And it was like, oh, no, that's not exciting anymore. And then Autumn Out of Habit, I think, was the first one to find the undead dragon vampire thing.
Yeah,
and
I never actually saw the Geramedusas, actually. Where were they?
Oh, yeah,
in
that's right.
Ice Cave.
You didn't go, yeah, you had warps. You never actually went over to the mage tile and Ice Cave, which is, it's the tile next to the eye tile. So you did the warp and went back up, but there's a tile on the other side of the chest on the right side that had Germedusas on it. But
Okay. Yeah, the reason I didn't go for that is I cast a nuke and realized I only had 1 warp left. So I was prioritizing having that available.
Yeah. So I totally get that, which is why obviously you went in there, you got the herb, you were one of the first people to get out with the herb and then find out it was the rod, and then was able to do the earth cave, which kind of got you there a little on the early side, which is, obviously the lich stuff, right? The lich is crazy. You want to talk about lich, Kuma? How'd the lich treat you?
Lich was fairly nice. I mean, I didn't have any problems with Lich 1 or Lich 2. Just kind of punched through them, nuked them.
Yeah, I was going to say, how's that make everybody else feel?
I had no problems with Lich at all. I heard in the when you guys were talking that he had nuke.
No,
he had Blaze and Thunder.
Yeah, I saw the thunder. Okay, I saw the thunder, and it's like, oh, that's not good.
He was able to tank 3 nukes, though.
Yeah, definitely close to that 1,000 HP that he could have potentially rolled. I guess before we move on, we're going to talk. Well, I'd like to talk just a tiny bit about spike tiles before we move on. So I know, Autumn, I think another thing that kind of like hung you up was you were so focused on the zombie whiz vamps. Did you at any point think to maybe check somewhere else, or were you just like, I've got to make this good enough?
I thought about it. I was trying to think of what options I had open to me, and everything just seemed like it was too slow, and I knew I just needed good turn order to get the first couple of levels, and they were going to be doable. Also, one habit I've been trying to break is I very much tunnel vision in this. So if I make a decision that's not working out, I am really trying to learn to not keep doing that, but for now I will throw myself at something too many times.
Yeah, that's what happened to me with the Gurmaduces. Like, I can get 200 almost every. Yeah, after the third, fourth wipe, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, and the one that Dusk Plume and obviously Kumo eventually settled on was the Gurmadusa, or not Gurmadusa, good lord, the Gurshark Big Eye that was down on the cube tile, which I'm sure when you saw that after you had already ground, you were like, oh, of course this is here. Just beautiful tile. But yeah, I mean, Dusk Plume, when you saw that, how did you feel? Those guys rolling under 400 HP or like right around 300?
That was really nice. I knew at that point that I had found the grind that I needed. Like, that there's, I think, one, maybe like if you get like multiple eyes or something, that's a better grind, but this one is about as good as it gets. And I probably could have stayed on it a little bit longer. I was just a bit worried when I saw the formation of 2 and 2 that I wouldn't have enough to survive in case I got crit on my black belt and all my red mages would die to try and take a solo grind with that. So I just went as much as I felt comfortable with, and at that point I left.
Yeah, and I noticed you were kind of getting low on heals too, and there's nothing scarier than being completely out of heals and like, no HP, and then going up against a potentially 1,500 HP carry. So I totally get that. And Kumo, after you tunnel vision that thing to death, and you finally found this Gursharks and Big Eyes, how'd you feel?
I felt good. I got up to like level 35, and then I was like, I got the Gurmadusas. They can't touch me. So I finished my grind on Gurmadusas because I wanted to get my revenge. Yes, I had to. And then I got to 42, and I was like, I'm done.
Awesome. Okay, well, we're going to probably let RPG Limit Break have their channel back here in a moment. Goody, you got anything else before I ask final thoughts?
Oh, just one thing. Are you runners? Are you watching people finish? Like, do you have the Race Time GG chat up so you can see when people finish, or are you just hyper focused?
I have the Race Time GG up. That's why I was like, I'm. Once I did the fourth wipe and I saw people finishing, I was like, oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, because I'm in the same boat. Generally, I watch the chat and I go, oh crap, people are finishing. I gotta go. And I mean, luckily, you guys, everybody, once you saw, because everybody got fourth, fifth, and down the line. You guys didn't freak out. You just kept going. You kept doing what you were doing, and you finished the seed, which is fantastic for new runners. Like, that's a huge skill. Like, kudos.
It would absolutely be better for me if I did not watch the chat to see if people were finishing ahead of me. I don't like myself enough to not do that.
So let's go on ahead and move on to final thoughts. First off, obviously, everybody in chat, join the Final Fantasy Randomizer community. Go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, click on the one that says Community Discord, and that takes you to where we are, which we got our tracker pulling it up right now. Give these runners a follow. GG's to Win Fox 470, Autumn Out of Habit, Dust Plume, and Kumo. This was the first week of the Duckling Derby. It is done. Groups 1 and 2 have both raced. If you're excited to see more Duckling Derby action on Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it'll be hanging out on Speed Gaming, a Speed Gaming channel, doing the week 2 flags, which I think Dark Moon put together, pretty sure. And that'll be Group 1, and then Group 2 will be back here again on RPG Limit Break. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, doing obviously the Duck Derby Week 2 flags. So, final thoughts are winner on stream, 4th place, Dusk Plume. Anything you got for us before we get out of here?
It's just good to be back to racing. It's always fun to be able to do this with a group of people, and getting back to just doing this as a whole, being on stream. Thanks to everybody in the broadcast booth. Thanks to all the trackers, and I'm hoping the next 3 weeks are just as fun as this one.
Awesome. Good job tonight. Autumn Out of Habit, first Duck Derby. How'd it go? Any final thoughts before you get out of here?
Not too much, really. I'm just happy to be a part of this and get some races, and looking forward to some more races the next few weeks. Maybe find a way to squeak my way into the 5th race.
There you go. And then Kumo.
Yes.
Any final thoughts?
I'm glad to be back. Hopefully, my bad luck doesn't, follow me. So we'll see if we can get a better place next time.
Nice. Well, I'm sure you will. Just keep practicing. Hopefully, you'll, maybe you can squeak out of first place, get to that 5th race as everyone's talking about. So I'm going to go on ahead and let Gouda, the guy that did the intro, do our outro. Gouda, take us out of here.
Oh, thank you, Greg Lee Puff. GG to all the runners. Hell of a show today. You guys raced your hearts out, and it shows that you know a lot about the randomizer, even though you guys are all newer runners. So GG to everybody. Thank you, Greg Lee Puff, for inviting me to this. Danny and Rich Bork for doing our tracking. Fantastic trackers, keeping us honest, telling us where everything is. Good. Thanks for chat. Chat also keeping us honest, because that's what chat does. And thanks to RPG Limit Break for letting us have our Duck Derby and many other events on here, getting us in front of a huge audience. We appreciate everybody coming out, and join the Discord, follow the runners, follow the commentary, follow everybody. It's a quick, easy click. Dink. And we will catch you guys on the flip side. We've got more action coming next week. Let's go.